Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a double page scrapbook layout for you today. This is from the SVG collection. This is the January through March catalog, and it has this travel themed collection called Are We There Yet? And these are the coordinating, this is a digital collection. So these are SVGs you download, you can upload them into Cricut Design Space or use your Silhouette program, whatever you have. I am going to start this layout on White Daisy. I have several photos. These are from our trip to Italy. We were hiking around, visiting different lakes in the Dolomite Mountains, and this is a very outdoorsy layout, so I thought that this was going to be perfect. I am changing it up. So look at the turquoise blue of that water. I will tell you more about these lakes here in a moment, but I have 4 3x4 photos. And so I had to change the layout up just a bit. You can see on the right side, there's only 2 photos. So in Design Space, I switched that to work for my pictures, and I am going to put them in a grid. So it'll still have the same feel as the originally designed layout, but it'll work better for my photos. Along with changing up the photo orientation, I added a couple large triangles on the left and right. Let me bring in the original layout and you can see the difference. I felt those triangles really kind of grounded the layout and directed your eye to the center. This layout is primarily cardstock, but I'm going to show you how I will use just a few pocket cards to really add a lot of interest to this layout and dress it up. So it's a great way to use up those pocket cards that we all have lying around, right? I did already go ahead and cut out all the pieces, and I really like the little chevrons that are cut out in this sage green cardstock, allowing the white to show through. I think that already adds so much fun and just kind of detail to the layout. I've really come to enjoy these layouts from the digital collections because they're easy to manipulate, and then it's kind of just like taking the guesswork out of it. You can see what the layout's going to look like ahead of time. You just have to pick your colors and papers, and you can add to the layouts, which you'll see me do during the embellishment process, or you can kind of take away from the layout and simplify it. So they're really flexible, and you cut it all out with your Cricut or Silhouette, and then it's just putting it together. So these actually go pretty quickly for me compared to maybe a layout that I'm starting from scratch. Now that I have my base layer adhered, I can just bring in all of my pieces and put this layout together. So this is the triangle I added. I used a free shape in Design Space, and once I got it situated on the left side, I duplicated it and flipped it for the right side. And then we have these pieces cut from Toffee cardstock. These are going to be the photo mats. I did print my pictures with a white border, so I really like to do that, and I think it makes a photo pop, especially against a darker background like this. So it's kind of like a double photo mat here. On this particular day, we visited 2 different lakes and we hiked around each of them. The first one was Lake Correza, and then this one on the left is Lago de Breas, both equally beautiful. Now I'm ready to bring in the embellishments and the title. I'm going to use the word explore, and this did come with the layout. All of these are part of the collection. We have this gorgeous compass here, and then these little trees, which I cut in Sapphire, just like the title. So I'll put one here, and they also have this little piece underneath. Now, that piece is part of a pocket card, and I also cut this from the same pocket card. It's glacier color, and there's like a little pattern on it, and then this one I cut from Toffee. There's one more little circular element that says scenic, and I'm going to put that right here. This and the large compass are both cut from mink paper. I also really appreciate that you can easily change the size of these embellishments. So if you adjusted anything on the layout to work for your photos, you can also shrink them down or make them larger. So I've got these little tags here. I did cut those 2 from the Cricut, and they have 3 tags, as you can see. I wanted to use my tag die cut set here because a lot of these have faux stitching detail. So I grabbed this one with the stitching down the side and used that same pocket card. This is only a 3x4 pocket card. So I cut those 3 items from one 3x4 pocket card. And I know it's hard to appreciate the faux stitching detail, but I do like adding that to the layout. You'll notice I changed up the title. Theirs is much larger and they anchored the tags to the word Explorer. I kind of didn't like that, so I shrunk Explorer down, bumped it over to the right, and then anchored the tags to the photo. Now these are from the coordinating sticker sheet. I have a map and the little tab says there's no place like here. And then I have a few more pocket cards because remember, I'm just bringing pattern paper in with these pocket cards. Otherwise, it's just all cardstock. These are all from the Are We There Yet collection, and I pulled the ones that would complement this layout theme and color. I really love this pocket card with the map. I'm going to use the mink side because the other side is sage and it would just blend in with the background. So that is like a topography map, which to me is very, representative of hiking. So I thought that was perfect. Now, this is really cute. I could cut this out. It says always take the scenic route. But I do have some other embellishments I want to put there, so we'll hang on to that for now. And then this one here says observations. That will come in handy for my journaling. Now this plaid would bring in a lot of color to this upper area here, so I might cut that into a tag and then layer this little piece right over the top like this. I really love this pocket card, but I don't think I'll be able to fit it onto this layout. The map is going to make a great anchor piece for the embellishment cluster over here. So I'll tuck that behind my photo, and this little circle tag that says enjoying the journey will go over the top of the photo. Now these large triangles are looking a little bit flat to me. I want to sand them to add some kind of distressing and visual texture. So not only will I sand the edges, but I will also kind of sand in the middle. So it gives it that, like I said, distressed look. And I think it just adds a lot of interest to an otherwise solid piece of cardstock. So that's just a simple nail file, and you sand it to bring out the white core that Close to My Heart cardstock has. I'm going to finish off these pocket cards with black ink just to give them a little bit more definition here. And I will remove the portion of this map pocket card that is hidden behind the photo. So I don't want to waste that. And then the tag, I just cut a tiny little piece. So we have just, again, this is 3x4. So I just cut enough to poke out the top of my photo so I can use that same plaid paper on the other side of the layout, because I really think it's good to repeat colors and patterns across both sides. When you only have a 3x4 piece, you have to use it very strategically. I went ahead and got everything adhered down, so I can go ahead and tuck this. And then you'll notice in the photo, there's a random arm cut off. So I'm just going to layer the tag over it to hide it because I feel like it's kind of distracting. Now I want to use the rest of this pocket card. So you'll see, again, I just cut out the tiny little corner of this 3x4 pocket card. I am going to add to this embellishment cluster and make this look like one strip of paper all the way across. So this wasn't on the layout, but I felt it needed a little bit more something, and this is going to work perfectly. So we have just enough, and it worked out because I altered my photos on this side and made the photo mat larger. So it just happened to work out. That wasn't pre-planned. Do you see what I mean? I feel like the addition of that plaid paper just makes this a little bit more substantial, and I think it has a better balance. You could definitely add journaling to the space right below this embellishment cluster, but I'm going to use another pocket card. This one says observations and has cute little binoculars on the bottom there. I'm just recording about how we spent the day exploring the Dolomite Mountains, the names of the lakes we went to, and how we hiked around each lake, and of course the unusual intense turquoise blue color of the water, because I mean it was just so different and so beautiful from the lakes we have here around where I live. I used my black Le Pen journaling pen, and then just like I did on the rest of the pieces, I want to add the black inking to the edge of this pocket card. So it is going to sit right under this photo, and there's another pocket card. I'm going to use my tape runner to adhere this one directly to that toffee colored photo mat, and then I will have my photo on top. It will flip up and you will find this pocket card here that says always take the scenic route. It's so fun to have interactive layouts, and then you kind of find this little hidden, oh, there's more, decoration and embellishing going on underneath this pocket card along with the stories. So they're just really fun. I'm actually going to adhere those two together and then finish off this one. Just make sure that you orient your what's on the inside correctly if you're going to adhere them together, because otherwise it could be upside down. Ask me how I know. Because we spend so much time in the outdoors, I have an entire stamp collection bin dedicated to what I call outdoor adventures. So this one is Take a Hike. I do believe this is no longer available, but this stamp set says I'd rather be hiking, but I think it's too big for that area up top. So we need a backup plan. I used some of the map paper I cut from behind my photo and made another tag so we can draw that to the other side. And I like the way that looks. I'm just kind of looking for more ideas. There is a tree and it says Take a Hike in between. Sorry, I'm a little bit off out of the frame there. I'm actually scrapbooking at my sister-in-law's house and my camera height was at a different angle, so I didn't realize I didn't have quite as much room to work with. So I'm not sure this is going to fit that tag. As I mentioned, there's a pine tree and then Take a Hike inside the pine tree. And I am going to use this Post-it removable tape to mask off the tree portion of the stamp and just get the words Take a Hike. I am stamping that in Sapphire, and I'm actually going to practice on a piece of paper to make sure it's going to fit first. So we'll just stamp that down on some scrap white paper here, and I'm going to cut that out really quick and then actually audition it on my tab to make sure it's going to fit. This is really a great way to try out a stamped image before actually stamping on your layout. So stamp it on whatever similar color background and then just kind of lay it on the layout where you think you want to stamp it. And if it's a go, then you know. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat the process. I added my masking tape back to the stamp and I'm going to stamp it directly on this cute little tag. These tiny tags are from the Are We There Yet card making workshop, and I literally bought the card workshop for this stamp and die set with the tags because I just thought they were so cute. I don't want the word right next to my title, so I moved it. And do you see that black fingerprint? I got ink, it's actually sapphire, ink on my finger, and when I put the tag down, I touched it to the layout, and I'm like, no, we cannot have that spot. So my sister-in-law actually said, well, make another banner and cover it. So that's exactly what I'm doing with even more of that map patterned map pattern pocket card. That's hard to say. So this looks totally intentional. You would never know I am hiding a fingerprint under the bottom of that tag. So since my I'd rather be hiking wasn't going to fit, I pulled out this stamp set and it says adventure. So I think that is going to work very well up on that toffee colored tab on the right hand side. So again, I'm sorry guys, I'm off camera. I just did not realize that, but I am dragging this down so I can get my head over it and make sure it's lined up a little bit better and just give it a second for the ink to soak in. And now we have our tab that says adventure. I need to add a little something to the tops of my tags to finish those off. This is just a little hemp twine. I think most of us probably have hemp twine in our crafty stash, but I thought that this was a good material for an outdoorsy layout because it has that natural feel. So I will just kind of loop it through on the larger tags and then add a smaller enamel dot to the smaller tag. I'm not 100% sure if the twine is still available, but I will leave it and everything else that is available in the description box below. So you can just click that little arrow or the see more button and find everything down there. And I would like to invite you to hit the like button. If you are enjoying this video and finding it inspiring, go ahead and give me a thumbs up because it does go a long way in helping out my channel. So thank you so much for doing that. And then again, one tiny little enamel dot for the smaller tag. Now I have a stamp bin dedicated to what I call everyday life type stamps. This one's called All Day, Every Day. And there's this little sentiment that says in the moment. So I thought that this would be nice, and it looks like it's going to fit perfectly to this toffee colored tab off the side of this photo. So I'm just going to turn it and then stamp in the moment. And it's a photo of my son and his girlfriend gazing out over the lake. And I thought it was perfect because they are definitely taking in the moment of where we were. So I will go ahead, and when I get this tucked into the page protector, I will adhere it with a flip flap to the outside of my page protector, but you can see all the little details there. And then on this side, like I said, I changed up the bottom just a little bit with the title and those tags, but I really like the way that turned out. And then of course the addition of the triangles on the side. If you are looking for more inspiration for documenting kind of outdoorsy hiking type photos, then check out this video right here. Don't forget to subscribe if you are not already a subscriber. And thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye.